On this end, we have what's known as the Megillah. The Megillah stands for the 5 books. You've got Lamentations and Ruth, Song of Solomon, Ecclesiastes, and Esther. Everybody remembers the story of Esther. You know, you've got the king and the queen, and he asked the queen to do something for him, and she refused. You know the story. Okay, this is the scroll or the book of Esther. Now, one of the rules of writing in Hebrew, a scroll anyway, is that every letter has to be the same size. Ah, look at this. Well, the Jewish people, the Hebrew nation, is just as weird as we are. There's an exception to every rule out there. And here's this one. Instead of every letter being the same size, here's one column with different size, oversized letters. Why? Well, like I said, you know the story. The king got the community of men at a party, and he got them all drunk. And then he told his armor bearer to tell the queen to come and show her beauty. Well, he wasn't just telling her to come and show him how beautiful she was, but he was telling her to put her crown on only and come and show her beauty. In other words, parade naked through all these drunk men. And the queen said, "No, I'm not going to do that." And he said, "Okay, well then you're out of here. You're no longer the queen." So he's got to get a new queen, and he tells the community and advertises to them, "We need a new queen." And all the available women showed up, one of which was Esther. For such a time as this, she was in the right place. He didn't know she was Hebrew, and he elected her to be the next queen. And so she became. And then you have the bad guy of the story, which is Haman. He wanted to annihilate all the Jews. Get rid of them. One of the first recorded Holocaust that we know of. And him and the king talked about it, and the king says, "What are we going to do to get rid of that many people? I mean, you're talking about millions." And he said, "I just think we ought to hang them. Just a mass hanging, get rid of them, we're done." And the king said, "Okay." But then Esther jumped up and said, "Don't let him kill my people." First time he realized that she was a Jewish girl. But he must have loved her so. He must have been attracted to her so unbelievably much. And he says, "Well, what am I going to do with Haman? Because he's the second most powerful man in the country." And she said, "Well, you know, he wanted to hang my people, so how about..." And the king said, "Okay." So the gallows that Haman built for the Jewish people, he himself got hung on. That oversized column there is the name of Haman and his 10 sons. Why did they write them extra large? To remind us, don't mess with God's people. But I've always said I think it's to remind you women, don't name your kids these names. I don't know, maybe it's true or not. And so that's included in those 5 books, and they're always put up here together.